Hey everybody, it's Alex. This is going to be a little bit of a different video. I wanted to do something a little more for you guys, for the community. I put so much content out there about different tech and different products, and I do my best to really try to respond to every comment as I see it. But sometimes I don't get to them, or sometimes I don't quite understand them, or sometimes it's just easier to talk through it. So that's what this video is about. I want to kind of just talk about you guys. I want to know that you're heard. I want you to know that you're heard. So I'm going to go through and read your comments, just a handful of them, and just try to answer them in person. Before we get started, if you've been a long-time watcher, I would really appreciate if you've subscribed. It really helps out the channel a lot, helps me to keep videos like this going in the future. The more people watch, the more people subscribe, the easier it is for me to be more consistent with doing this going forward. So just throwing that out there. If you like this format and you like this kind of back and forth community engagement, definitely check out my Discord channel in the link below. I'm creating it as a platform where I can engage even more with the people that are interested in my content, more so than the YouTube chats. So I'm going to be having a Discord and a Patreon. Learn more about all that in the link below as far as ways you can interact and engage with me. And I'm also considering doing a live stream. If this goes well and you enjoy this format, I'll be doing a live stream soon where people can jump on and ask me questions directly about a video they may have seen in the past or different pieces of tech. But definitely check out the details below for my Patreon and my Discord server if you want to learn more about getting in touch with me. But that being said, let's dive into some comments. All right, so here we are. We're on my YouTube studio, and I'm in the channel comments and mentions section, and I just have it filtered to the ones I haven't directly responded to. So this will be kind of a video response, and then I'll jump into some that I have responded to and do more of an explanation that way. But this person, Cardicay Bardwaj, I'm so sorry if I butchered that, is asking, what was the battery backup after 6 year? I don't know that I understand the question fully. I'm assuming and taking that as what's the battery life like after 6 years. And this was about the 2015 MacBook Air. And like I said in that video, it's my wife's computer. It's been really good. She uses it very lightly here and there. She'll use it to jump on the email or do the budget or something like that. And she plugs it in maybe once a week. But honestly, the battery is really good. If you're going to be using it every day, expect to charge it more often. But the battery should get you through, at least maybe 6 hours, 5 hours of light use as the current state. And obviously, every computer is going to be different. That's kind of just how she's used it through its entire life. So it's maintained good battery health. But if you're getting it from somebody that hasn't taken such good care of it, it's going to be more degraded and not as great of a battery. So just depends on the unit. George Bochter, in regards to the Google Pixel 2, says, dude, that is metal, not plastic. I know that. If you watch my video, I actually said that it's metal underneath with a plastic coating on the outside. And that's why they couldn't do the wireless charging, because there is metal in the phone. But people just miss over details like that, I suppose. Nuclear Power, in regards to the iPhone 6 video, says, I'm using an iPad and really want an iPhone 6. So this was because I did a giveaway of the iPhone 6, but those giveaways are only good for like maybe a month after the video is released. So if you don't see it in time, you're not going to be entered into the giveaway. So another reason to subscribe and get involved in the channel. Jen's Space, in regards to the iPad Air 2, says, thank you, bother. Probably meant brother. But you're welcome. Thank you for commenting and watching. Shrish Kashyap. Oh, we have a lot of comments from them. So we'll just go through. Watch the camera video, binged all your vids, lol. Thank you for watching. I appreciate that. Using this, I have my fave blue color, the iPhone XR. Yep, it's a good phone. I don't like Apple Watch, lol. All right, so if you're watching this, tell me why you don't like the Apple Watch. Comment on this video below. Tell me why you don't like it. I'd be interested to hear. Dream phone, iPhone 12 mini. Yeah, it's a good phone. I got it right here. I'm still using it. I love this phone. I want to buy this M1 MacBook Pro. Yep, it's a good laptop. I actually don't have the Pro anymore. I have the Air, which is what I'm using right now. And I'll do a video on that in the future. Just about why I did that switch. But that's coming. Know that's coming. But I'm not using the MacBook Pro anymore. I'm using the MacBook Air M1. Best Android phone, Google Pixel 2. I would almost have to agree with you on that the Pixel, if you're going to buy an Android phone, you might as well get a Pixel because it's stock Google all around. And I think they did a really good job with the second model. I liked it at least. My sister has this, the MacBook Pro 2015. cool. These aren't really a lot of questions. They're just general comments, which I so appreciate. Thank you so much for commenting on each of my videos. I love that you're willing to go out of your way to comment and to help. It's huge. Here's one on my Starlink video. So this was like the 1 month review I did. I did a setup video, and now I did a video talking about just kind of what it's been like after using it for a month, and this was a month ago. So this person, Duraco1, says, nice video. If you ever do want to get your own router / network, you can just go from the white port, from the PoE injector into the router. The PoE injector is active, meaning it will not deliver power, but if your device at the other end doesn't require the dish itself, that is a modem, but obviously it's up to you. Okay, so I know what he's saying. So he's saying I can run a router off of the little Starlink router, which I do. I have, but I want to make a note about that because I have it set up running into my current router, which is like a Netgear Nighthawk. And it's okay. Honestly, the Wi-Fi signal I get out of the Starlink router is faster and stronger and more reliable than a hardwired signal through my router out of the Starlink. So I would just say only use it if you have to. Otherwise, it's just such a better experience to use the Starlink Wi-Fi over the router. And the reason I use my own router is because I want a 5G network for certain devices that don't do well on the regular 2G Wi-Fi. So I have the 5G for certain devices that just need the different bandwidth, and that's all. Safa Abid said, where's the update? Question mark, question mark. I mean, this was the update, the 1 month. But I can do another one. That's fine. I enjoy talking about Starlink and kind of just seeing how the experience is. There's not much to say. So if you're looking for an update, just know that this is it, I suppose. It's still good. The internet's still good. Nothing's changed. Pixel 2 isn't plastic. It's actually aluminum with a plastic coating. BMW Halloween says that about the Pixel 2. Again, yes, it's metal with a plastic coating over it. Yep. Dodo Cow, talking about the iPad Pro, says if the iPad had a proper file manager and also good extended screen support instead of just the screen mirroring that it currently has, then I would gladly use an iPad as my main computer. I'm a teacher though, so I need something where I can hook up to a display and present a slideshow while also being able to do other stuff on my iPad, like take attendance or look at my own teacher notes for the lesson. That's a really good comment. Thank you for leaving that. And I do completely agree. The file management is what kind of drove me away from using it as my main computer. It's slow. So as for me, I did a lot of photography. I do a lot of videography. I'm dragging and dropping a lot of large files. So on my computer, I could just put them in a folder on my desktop or in my documents. On an iPad, it kind of works the same way, but you don't get any like progress. If you go to like drag and drop something on a computer, you get a progress bar and it might take 10 minutes and it'll eventually move things over. On the iPad, nothing happens. It just like completely freezes while you're moving things over, and you don't know if like the iPad's frozen or if your files are moving over. And the only way to know is to just wait. And when it unfreezes, your files are either there or they're not, or you hard reset it or get out. So it's not that great of an experience, the file manager. I really hope that's an area that Apple improves upon. And then the screen mirroring, totally agree. It doesn't do much good to just plug it into an external display and have it mirror what's already there with the bars on the side. But I know that with the new iPad OS that they're just releasing, I put iPad OS 15 beta, I believe. It does fix all of that, so you can actually have a mirrored screen and drag and drop things across it. Don't quote me on that. You'd have to look it up. I might do a video on that later, but just off the seat of my pants, if I can remember, they did fix that. So you can now plug the iPad into an external display, and it'll act as an actual external display, which is huge. But the file management is still an issue. And then David Carpenter talking about Starlink setup, 10 minutes equals forever, millennials. I could see where you think that. But in regards to technology, everything's pretty instantaneous, or at least you have progress bars. This was 10 minutes of a frozen app. And, when you spend $500 on internet equipment and you're waiting and your internet's down and you gotta get back online and your app is frozen for 10 minutes, it was kind of like, what's happening? But yeah, thanks for the comment. I appreciate it. So now let's go into some of the comments that I have responded to, and maybe I can elaborate a bit more on some of them and some of the more longer, confusing ones. But first, coffee break. Ugh, it's been sitting out for too long. It's cold. Ugh. MD Asif. All right, if you watch this channel, that intro is from the Everyday Dad. Yeah. So at the beginning of the video, I did an intro and I asked people to do, guess which YouTuber this is. It was the Everyday Dad, Gary. If you're watching, probably not. Love you. Great channel. It's awesome. Let's see, more comments about the plastic and the aluminum. Maybe I didn't mention that it was aluminum with a plastic coating, but I swear I did because that's common knowledge, obviously. Is MacBook Air 2015 good for students to do their assignment? Okay, so Hadif Amzar, again, I apologize if I'm saying that wrong, is asking about the 2015 MacBook Air, if it's any good to do your assignments on. And I kind of responded, it's good if you're just doing writing. So if you have to do any kind of video editing or photo editing or graphic design or even really intense like Excel spreadsheets, I guess, if you're doing mathematics and statistics type work, I don't think it's going to be that great. Reason being is because it is older. What was it, 2015? That's 6 years old. Oh, my brain. I've cold coffee today. So when it came out, it was meant to be a lighter machine. So, I mean, even if it was brand new, it's still fairly light processing. I don't know that I would even use it depending on what you're doing. If you're doing like engineering work and mathematics and statistics type stuff, I don't know that I would use it when it was brand new because it's not meant for that. It's meant for writing, email checking, just kind of real basic stuff. But if you are doing that, if you're going to school for just writing or English or whatever, you don't have many classes that are going to require a beefy computer, then I'd say it's a great option. But otherwise, I would skip it, honestly. Even if you're going to school for writing, maybe get something that's going to last a little bit longer, because the problem here with this is that eventually, before long, it's going to not be supported. And you're not going to get updates. So what's going to happen is you're going to buy a used one for $400, let's say. I don't know. That's just a guess. I don't know how much they're worth actually. Let's say you buy a used one for $400, and then within 2 years it's obsolete or it breaks or you got to repair it or it's not going to work. You got to get a new one anyway. You might as well just save yourself the headache and go to get something a little bit newer. You can still buy used, but just get something that's a little bit newer, maybe a little beefier, a little more future proof, because this computer is just right on the end of its life cycle. I don't know that I'd recommend buying it, honestly. If you have one already, it's fine, it's great, but I don't know that I'd go out and spend money on one knowing that it's just going to be dead in a few years or in a few months. All right, Nixon Apun talking about the Pixel 2. It's time to retire my Pixel 2 in 2021 for security reasons, as it doesn't get software updates anymore. Yep, I agree. That was kind of my whole point in the video, is that like the MacBook Air, it's great if you have it, but you're kind of nearing the end of your life cycle. You should probably think about an upgrade. And for that reason, I wouldn't recommend going to buy one unless you're just a collector and you like to have it, but wouldn't recommend an upgrade. But thanks for the comment. Really appreciate it. Tati BB. Again, I'm so sorry if I'm butchering these. I am so bad at like handles and names. I usually just glance right over it. Commented, "You dead serious? Need more subscribers. The content's amazing. I'm a junior next year. I'm taking photography classes." Thank you so much. That's a really nice comment. I love, seeing good comments like this. I'm just trying to do it part-time. I do it because I love it, not because I want to make money off of it or whatever. But someday that's the goal. But for right now, I'm just doing it because I love it. And I love helping people and just talking about technology. I feel like, and this is kind of the philosophy of my channel, I feel like most tech channels out there, when you're searching for something or advice on a product, it's so commercially. And it's like overdone, or it's somebody's thoughts because they're getting paid to say it, or they were sent the item, so they're giving a review. It's like not real people that are like spending their hard-earned money on it and then actually talking about it for actual work. It's like these people run YouTube channels for a living and they just sit and make videos all day. Do they really know what real work is, what people actually have to do with these devices? So that's kind of the perspective I'm coming from, is just like, let's have a real conversation about it. And then that's also the point of this video, is I want to engage with you guys too. I want to actually talk and answer your comments and not just have it be a one-way, I'm feeding you what I think you want. I want to hear what you want. So I want to make sure you're getting the information that you need and make sure you're getting the good feedback so you can make good decisions. Because a lot of this stuff, computers, cell phones, cameras, internet gear, cars even. I did one on a car. It's not cheap stuff, and it's getting harder and harder to understand. I feel like for certain people, it's just not an easy thing, a thing that comes easy. So that's just kind of my purpose and my point in this is to just make it easy and let's have a conversation, just friend to friend. But thank you so much for this comment. You're taking photography classes. That's awesome. I never took photography classes, but I love photography. I love videography. I'm kind of self-taught, YouTube taught. But that's cool. Awesome stuff. Definitely leave me a comment. Let me know how your classes are going. All right, Natalie is commenting about the MacBook Air again. Seem to be a lot of questions around that because, I mean, it's a popular computer. It's a very popular computer. And people are wondering if they have it, what can I do with it? And if I don't have it, it's cheap enough. Should I buy it? Good questions. But Natalie's asking, do you think it's good enough to play games with? And my comment, you can read it. But I'm going to say, no, it's not. I tried playing Minecraft on it like 2 or 3 years ago, and it didn't do that well at all. So I'd say no, unless you're doing like something in your browser, super light, like a mini clip game or something like that. I wouldn't recommend it at all. It's just not going to perform well. You're going to be really disappointed if you get the MacBook Air to play games, the 2015 MacBook Air. Selena O'Gorman commented on the iPad Air 2 video saying, you explained it so clearly to understand. Thank you. Love your review. I'm definitely buying an iPad Air 2. I'm waiting for it. Should be here in a couple of days. I love the iPad Air series. So light and best useful device out there. Thanks for watching. I appreciate the good comment. And like I say, that's kind of the purpose of this. People, buying brand new is not your only option. What the tech companies don't want you to know is you can buy used a couple of years and you're still fine for a little while. Especially Apple products, they do pretty well. They age very well. So let me know how your iPad experience goes. If you're watching this, Selena, comment below and let me know how it's been for you. I'd love to hear. Marcus Durham is commenting about the Starlink video. This is a useful comment. I've been trying to get a pipe mount to be ready when I do get my unit. Who would have thought it would be such an ordeal? Yeah, so I figured that out too. When I ordered my Starlink, it's so weird because it's like a beta thing. You have to, number one, put in your address. Are we going to service your address? Yes. If so, then you can be on the wait list. You pay $100 and then you just wait. But since it's in beta, they only allow so many people within a regional area. So if you're not able to get on, that could be because there's too many people in your area that already have it. So there's only a certain number of slots open, really. So you pay your $100 and then you wait. And then eventually we got a confirmation that it would ship. And I think that's the issue that you're having here, Marcus, is that the same one I had, they don't let you go in and order the mounts you need until you've been approved and your order shipped. Because honestly, you don't know and they don't know if you're going to be getting a unit or not. So until you get a confirmation that your satellite dish has shipped, then you can go in and order like the mount you need and whatnot. But I would definitely recommend doing that as soon as you possibly can because it does take about a month for anything to ship and deliver. So that was a long process that I had to figure out. Gene Goodwin commented on my Chevrolet Bolt video, electric car video. Thank you for this video. You shared a lot of information in a way that even a dummy like me could understand. I do not own an EV yet, but I'm looking into a Bolt EV or a Bolt EUV. Yeah, good choice. And thank you so much. I just got this car and I spent so much time trying to research about it because it is such a new thing, an EV, electric vehicle. It's not something that we're used to. So I spent weeks, probably months, watching videos, reading forums, just trying to like piece together all this information about like what's different, what do I need to know going into it if I'm going to buy an EV, what's involved, how does it function, all of these things. So that was kind of the purpose of this video, is to really try to condense all of that information. It was a little bit longer, not really my normal style, wasn't like super overproduced or anything, but just trying to get this longer and more important information into a video so that you guys can actually see it and understand it a little bit better, and not have to just search and scour the internet for weeks like I did. So I'm glad you got value out of it. So thank you for watching. Sammy Saki 2009 says, I don't see more videos. And yeah, again, I apologize about that. Like I said, I'm like I commented, I'm trying to balance a busy life right now. Yeah. I work full time. I have kids. So this is really just a very part-time thing. But like I said, if you subscribe, and continue to watch, the more I'll be able to do it. And I'll just be frank and honest with you guys, because if you're watching this, you're part of my community. As soon as I'm able to start making money off of this, so once I hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, I'll be able to start making money, and then I'll be able to justify the more time putting into it, basically. I'd love to, maybe turn into like a side income, a side hustle thing. But until we get to that point, it's just been very on the side, and I don't like it. I love making videos. This is what I would choose to do every day if I could. But unfortunately, it doesn't pay the bills right now. So once it does start to pay the bills, then I'll do it every day. It's as simple as that. So I'll do one more comment. I know we're kind of getting along here. Jonathan Leonard commented on the Bolt video and says, "If you drive well enough," in quotes, "my wife drives slower than most. So I ask you if driving 5 miles per hour below the posted speed limit is good for mileage of the Bolt EV. I would think the mileage would benefit, but no one talks about it." Glancing over the fact that you're driving 5 miles below the speed limit, not really the safest thing to do, but okay. It would benefit. I mean, honestly, the reality is the slower you're going, ideally in a perfect world, the less power you're using, if it's on flat ground. But nobody drives on flat ground, so it's kind of a useless argument to make. You have hills. When you go up a hill, it uses more power. When you go down the hill, you can regen that power back into the battery. But yeah, the slower you go, the more power you're going to conserve. But I don't know that I would necessarily, I don't know, that's a tough argument, because you can go 80 miles an hour for, 200 miles and just deplete the battery, or you can go 30 miles an hour, and it takes you 6 hours, but you might still be able to get the same distance as you did earlier. So it all depends. I think the better thing is whether you're doing more traffic or city driving or country driving. So when I'm driving in the city, my battery conservation is like through the roof. It's really good because I'm going, but I'm also stopping, and I'm going and I'm stopping. So I'm regenning half the time that I'm moving. I'm either slowing down or speeding up. So I'm actually conserving so much battery versus when I'm on the highway doing highway speeds, 55 and above, whether I'm on the interstate or whatever. There's just constant power out into the motor. So I'm just getting no regen time. So my battery depletes a lot faster when I'm doing more highway speeds versus in town when I'm going more slowly. I get more battery efficiency out of it. So hopefully that helps a little bit, because it really just depends on whether you're doing city or country driving. But definitely comment below if you have more questions about it, and I'll do my best to answer. But that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said earlier, I would really like to do this more often and just do more community engagement with you guys. I'm going to be doing a live stream soon where you can jump on and ask me questions real time, and I'll do my best to answer. We can just hang out for an hour or whatever. And then I'm also going to be starting up a Discord server, and you can find all the info for that below in the description, as well as a Patreon that will get you certain access into different things with me. So definitely go check that out and learn more about more ways you can interact with me and ask questions. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.